Very excited to have him on the show. You know he's gonna be wrestling Marco Estrada, March 6th, Cowansville, Espace Diffusion. Okay, so Moose, I gotta tell you a story, okay? So you may not know this, but I do the commentary in French for WWE on Netflix. So my colleague and I, Pat Laprade, we do the French version for Netflix. And when you showed up, I haven't screamed like that since whatever. I think for 20 years, I haven't screamed like that. So how did you first know about that moment, and how did it feel to step inside that WWE universe?
I mean, when I got the phone call from the front office and TNA, and they told me what was going on, I was very excited. I very, very excited, and to cross the line, as they call it, and knew who I was going after, and I'm just so very happy. I have tons of respect for Obafemi. I think he's amazing. I think he's done a lot of things in his short run as a wrestler, and he's done a lot of amazing things. And I mean, he has all the potential to be a future Hall of Famer for him. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know I have a lot on my hands, and I mean, as great as he is, I mean, everything he's done, I've done it 2 or 3 times, you know. So I'm used to being in that spotlight. I've had matches against some of the best wrestlers in the world, and that all those matches prepared me for this moment. So I'm gonna do my best, not do my best, but I'm going to dethrone the ruler of
There
NXT.
you go. There you go. And what's crazy is so when you wrestled in Montreal with the championship, that's the night I think Nick went over, Nick Nemeth and at Verdun. And I was talking to somebody next to me and I was like, I don't think we realize how long he had that championship. You carried that company not only this year, but like for many, many, many years. How does it feel to be the one carrying that company, but also the face of the franchise?
Oh man, like myself, and so the way we look at it, and my good friend Eddie Edwards, we the way it is, Eddie is considered the heart and soul of
Mm-hmm.
TNA, and I'm considered the face of TNA. I think we go about it that way because if Eddie has always been that guy that he's a standard.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a great match with anybody on the roster. He's well respected by myself and by everybody. So that's why we kind of give him that moniker as the heart and soul of TNA. And then me, I feel like I've been in some of the biggest matches in TNA's history in the last 10 years, right? And I feel like I kind of have that name that is synonymous to when you hear TNA. I'm probably one of
Yeah.
the first wrestlers you hear of is Moose. So I think it was just an easy give to have the name the face of the franchise. And yeah, so it's great that me and one of my best friends and Eddie have such a huge task and job in carrying the company together. So
So
I'm very happy about that.
you're telling me now I gotta book you and Eddie against one of the heel faction that we have over here. That's what you're getting
No,
another booking out of me.
I'm telling you, you have to book the whole system. Myself, Eddie, JDC, Brian Myers, Alicia Edwards. You have to book all of us and put us against your biggest faction over there. And we'll see who runs the place.
I'm telling you, if y'all are down for it, I'm bringing all 6 of y'all against my best 6, and we're doing a big show in, let's say, July or August. If y'all want to do this for real, I'm bringing all the Americans against all my Canadians.
Oh well, I speak for all of us. I think we'll be down for that.
Oh, perfect. I'm very excited. Let's talk about that later. But yeah, I'm very excited to
Yeah.
do that Canada US thing. Okay, so talk to me about when you got backstage and you get to cross Gorilla and then you look over there. It's Shawn Michaels. How is it to I remember I saw Shawn pass me over and I was like, oh my god, this is Shawn. This is crazy. So how was it for you to see legends left and right, but still having to do your job at the same time.
Man, it's definitely a surreal experience, man. Because I know Sean is one of the guys that I grew up being a super fan for. I mean,
Wow.
remember when I was like younger, in elementary school. I used to run around the house singing his entrance music. You know what I'm saying? I was a super Shawn Michaels fan, and being able to work with them and have him, you know what I'm saying, produce some of the things I'm doing is just a surreal experience. And that's not even talking about the other guys I get to meet. I remember the day that I made my debut there, the Taker was at NXT
Wow.
doing some shooting something, and I got to meet him. And unfortunately, I was so busy I didn't get a chance to take a picture with him. And I'm sure he was busy too, but I kind of regret that. But I'm sure I'll run into him at some point. But yeah, man, it's definitely a surreal experience. I never thought that I'll be the guy in this position, but I'm very glad and happy and grateful for everything that's happening, and I have tons of gratitude, you know. So I'm just taking it one day at a time. I know when it's time to step in that ring, I'm gonna give it 110% like I always do, and I'm gonna kick Oba's ass.
So when we were talking about your match against Oba, actually it was during your match against Lexi, and we came up with the stats. You played 62 games in the NFL, and then the average career in the NFL is 1.5 years. So you get to have a longevity in the NFL, then you get to have a longevity in the wrestling world. What's the secret?
The secret is, man, is just being passionate and just working hard, man. I pride myself in being an extremely hard worker. If I have a goal in mind about being good at something or being great at something, I'm gonna work my ass off, and that's what I did in my football days. And that actually I'm lying because football, I wasn't really a big fan of football, just something I was good at. But
Oh,
I can assure you right now, and this wrestling thing, I love wrestling to death. I want to be one of the greatest, so I always push myself daily to reach that goal. So yeah, man, I love working, man, and I love what I do. I'm living the dream. I know it's cliche that most wrestlers say that, but I honestly believe that. And yeah, man. I've
so
just been lucky. I've been blessed. I've been lucky to have two amazing careers in two different sports.
when you have the X Division title, you get to face smaller size wrestlers. The one you're gonna face in Quebec, it's called Marco Estrada. He's the big jacked up dude he can throw you. He big, he good, he's strong, but he's smaller size. So how do you manage on a Monday get on a Thursday get to fight a smaller wrestler, and then Madison Square Garden and get Obafemi, who you're
Uh,
looking at eye to eye?
man, I've been doing this for so many years. I mean, I'm lucky. I work for a great company in TNA, and in TNA, I've wrestled some of if you want to call them the greatest small wrestlers,
Yeah.
you could call them that. Like Speedball, the guy who I won a title from, he's a outstanding wrestler. Nothing but praise for him. I don't even know if should call this guy small because he's jacked as hell. But Ace Austin, I just defended the title against him at the last pay-per-view. And he's a guy, and I told him this, that I believe in when the time is right, he's definitely gonna be a world champion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I for sure see it. Just like I called it with Joe Henry, I'm calling it with Ace Austin. At some point, he's gonna be a world champion. But yeah, man, like I've been blessed for the past almost 10 years now, a decade, for wrestling some of the greatest wrestlers in the world in TNA. And like I said, man, my whole career is a big blessing, and I have tons of gratitude and joy for the man upstairs for giving me this career.
So from we saw Pac-Man Jones in TNA. We see a lot of people crossing over to wrestling. If you had in a dream match, pick one of your old teammates. So you can't tell me Patrick Mahomes. Give me one of your old teammates in a tag team match. Who you're picking?
I mean, I already had that situation. If I had to pick again, I'm not gonna cheat on my boy, D'Angelo Williams. We already tagged
Oh, that's
before.
true. That's true. That's true. Okay, give me
And
another
he,
one. Then we know that guy is special in the ring, though. I remember the first time I
yeah.
saw him, I said, "Man, he can do that for 10, 15 years."
Too bad he told me he was just gonna do a one and done, which I think I mean, he's successful in everything he does, and I
Yeah,
know he's doing big things in the business world right now. But I know if he stayed to become a state of pro wrestling, he'll be making a ton of money doing that because he's just special and very talented. But if I was to pick somebody else,
yeah.
uh, I'll probably pick either John Abraham
Oh, okay.
probably Gronkowski.
Well, how was it to be with this guy
With Gronk?
on a daily basis?
Oh man, he's a hell of a guy, man. I mean, I played with him his rookie year, so he was still a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit, he wasn't as wild yet, but he was
Yeah.
still a hell of a football player, and
Mhm.
definitely had a great charisma, and but he wasn't as crazy as he got after his rookie year. But to answer your question, it would be one of those two.
And we talked about the smaller wrestlers. Is there one guy that you haven't faced yet? And you're like, if I get my hands on him, I think we can give one heck of a match
Uh,
on the smaller size.
on the smaller side, I mean, everybody is smaller than me, so a lot of
Yeah,
people
but
give me
yeah.
some. So if I was to answer the question, the one match, I know me and this guy, a good buddy of mine, we always kid about never, when neither one of us wanted to put the other person over. So he would be my pick. Will Ospreay, good buddy of mine.
Oh,
Never had the opportunity to touch him. I don't foresee that even happening now because of TNA's relationship with
yeah.
WWE and their relationship with New Japan. So it's probably something that is never going to happen, which classifies it to being a dream match, right?
Yeah.
So if I was to pick, he will be a guy that I would love to what I'm saying, do something with. Another guy, which he's one of my best friends, and he's been my best friend now for over a decade, is Ricochet. And
Oh,
we've wrestled before, which is funny, but a lot of people haven't seen that clip. And we were both younger, and I mean, I was a younger one. I think I was 2 years into wrestling, maybe a year into wrestling, and he was maybe like
where's that clip?
you could probably find it somewhere on YouTube. It's somewhere on YouTube, but
Oh yeah.
definitely an old clip. But so small guy dream matches, it will probably be one of those two guys.
Okay, I see it now. I see it now. I'm gonna watch it later. So me, I was thinking you and Rich Saints. Ooh, that could be
Oh
great. I don't
yeah,
think you never faced, huh?
oh no, I've never touched him. We've never, and I'm a big fan of his stuff. I mean, I see him the past few weeks. I've seen him in NXT, and he's doing nothing but amazing things there. And I know he's gonna be a huge star there. I mean, he's already a huge star. So, but yeah, that would be another matchup that I would love to have. I mean, if you're talking strictly just from the crossover with us in WWE, Jovan Evans. He's a guy
Ooh.
that I would love to do something with. I think our styles definitely
Hmm.
would match perfectly. It's so many guys, man. It's so many guys that I could pick from. But yeah, that would be the big four.
That's
Osprey,
very good.
Ricochet, Jovan, and Ricky Saints. Those
That's very
four.
good.
I mean,
And,
then
and
and then you got guys in TNA also. You got guys in Leon. I've never wrestled him. He's gonna be phenomenal. Um you got guys who else on our roster? Well, Leon is a good one. Oh man.
hey, I'm telling you. So I just want you to know.
Jason Hotch, another good young
That's true.
wrestler that I think I'll have a real good match with. Um, it's so many people, man. Just so many talent out there, and I'm one of those guys. I love wrestling. I just love the different matchups and clash of styles that you can have with different guys. So yeah, so
I I text while we were doing this. I texted my partner and I said, "Let's do the Canada US thing, and bring the system over." And he told me, "Whatever the price is, take my card." I laughed. I wanted to pop, but I didn't want to cut you. But he said, "Whatever the price is, take my card." Big shout
well,
out to my partner, Emmanuel.
let's make it happen for the
Let's make it
summertime.
happen. Yeah, hey, we already whooped the US in hockey, so we can do the same thing Do you watch a bit of hockey?
No, I'm not a hockey guy.
You didn't see the fight during the I think it was viral, and people that never watched hockey for the first time ever saw it, and there was like 3 fights in 9 seconds, and everybody got excited. So who are the
No.
toughest athletes in the world in your mind? Because you played in the NFL, so you know. Who are the toughest
Oh,
athletes?
I'll say football players, hands down.
By far, or
I mean, if you're not talking about fighters, and obviously
yeah,
the fighters
yeah.
are but if you, I think they're in a planet on a universe of their own. But if you take those guys out, if you're talking about team sports, it has to be football players.
Man,
To be.
look, I'm not
But
gonna
I mean,
argue because
but
hockey you take
I
pucks in
don't
the
know
face.
much. I don't know much about hockey. I can't skate, so I can't even get on the ice rink. So I don't know much about it, but just from my experience, I would say football. But I mean, hockey could be right up there with football. I never played it, so I don't know.
Yeah. So March 6th, Marco Estrada, Moose, first time ever. One of our biggest star in Quebec, one of the biggest star in the world, X Division champion, will face Moose in Madison Square Garden. Is it gonna be your first time in Madison Square Garden?
I believe so.
Man, that's special.
Hey, and don't forget, so we could plug this also. March 14th in El Paso, Texas, is
Yes.
second. Yeah, and I can't give up some of the big matches that we have for Sacrifice. I can't give that up because I don't think it's announced yet, but
Yeah.
I think this is set to being one of our best PLEs. Um is going to be some huge matchups, and you guys are going to, once those matches are announced, it's going to go viral. I could guarantee you that.
So we get March 6th, Sans Restriction Chrono, March Madness. And then Roadblock on the same Saturday at Madison Square Garden. And then on the
No,
14th,
roadblock is Tuesday the 11th.
oh, yeah, that's true. It's not a PLE. That's
Yeah,
true.
it's just a
That's
special
true.
episode.
That's
Yeah,
true. I work. I work that day. I
yeah,
work that day. So let me rephrase everything. He's gonna cut it and do it again. So we get March 6th, Sans Restriction March Madness. And then we get Roadblock on Tuesday the 11th. And then on the 14th, we get Sacrifice. Man, you
yeah,
get your work cut out. That's gonna be a great spring for you. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking
yeah.
forward to having you
That's gonna be a
over.
busy week for me. So, but I'm prepared. If anybody can handle it, the wrestling god can. So,
Here you go, man. Here you go. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna be screaming your name, even though they like Marco. I'm telling you, he's loved here. But
yeah,
they're gonna be screaming your name for sure. I'm very excited about that.
looking forward to it.
All right, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.